A shocking new message has surfaced from a Ripple insider, and it might be the most revealing leak we've ever seen. A well-known figure in the XRP community, Lord Belgrave, who claims to be a senior London banker with direct connections to Ripple for over a decade, has just released detailed insider information about Ripple's ongoing work with some of the world's largest banks. Let's break down exactly what was said and what it could mean for the future of XRP. According to Lord Belgrave's message, the meeting took place one afternoon in London, inside a private boardroom overlooking Canary Wharf. Around the table were executives from 3 of the world's largest banks, along with Ripple representatives. The meeting, he says, was clinical, not speculative, meaning it was not about theory, it was about execution. They analyzed spreadsheets, cost models, and settlement efficiency data, and the results, according to Belgrave, were irrefutable. XRP's structure, 1 XRP equals 1 million drops, allows for ultra-efficient, near-zero-cost transactions. A single cross-border transaction typically uses around 10 drops, equivalent to 0.001 XRP, which means the operational cost for global settlement using XRP is essentially negligible. What these banking executives realized that day, Belgrave says, is that the cost efficiency, speed, and scalability of XRP Ledger could fundamentally change global finance. Settlement times would shrink from days to seconds, transaction fees would nearly disappear, and profit margins for major institutions could widen dramatically. However, there was one remaining obstacle: regulatory compliance. Specifically, the full alignment of KYC, Know Your Customer, and AML, anti-money laundering, frameworks with XRP Ledger. Once these are harmonized, Belgrave claims, the global banking system will have what it has been seeking for decades: instant settlement, institutional transparency, and scalable profitability. In his words, that afternoon in London, it became clear to everyone present. The future of global payments had already been mapped out. That statement alone has sent shockwaves across the XRP community. Belgrave also hinted at long-term projections being discussed among banks, referencing an extremely speculative, but mathematically derived, potential price model suggesting XRP could one day reach $100,000 per token. Now, let's be clear, this is not a short or medium-term target. It's a hypothetical figure based on institutional liquidity frameworks. Specifically, the idea that the higher the value of each XRP, the more efficient the ledger becomes for high-volume settlement. The concept is similar to how higher denomination units simplify liquidity pools in large-scale banking systems. Still, what's more important than the number itself is what it represents: a vision of XRP as the global standard for institutional settlement. But Belgrave didn't stop there. In another message dated October 21st, he wrote, "The foundations for a significant XRP ETP in the UK and EU have been quietly forming. Regulatory frameworks, custody solutions, and institutional access are aligning. When this launches, it will unlock a completely new wave of compliant liquidity. Look to London. Look to Frankfurt." That last sentence, "look to London, look to Frankfurt," is now being heavily analyzed. Here's why it matters. Ripple has repeatedly stated that the United Kingdom is positioning itself as a global hub for crypto regulation, calling on the UK government to establish a clear and progressive framework for digital assets. If that happens, Ripple could significantly expand its operations there, especially since regulatory clarity in the US remains uncertain. Meanwhile, Germany's Frankfurt Stock Exchange, etc., already lists the regulated XRP ETP, the Bitwise physical XRP ETP, which offers institutional exposure to XRP under European financial law. Germany's BaFin regulator, together with the EU's MiCA framework, ensures these products are fully compliant. This alignment between London and Frankfurt, 2 of Europe's most powerful financial centers, could be the setup phase for something much bigger: the institutionalization of XRP liquidity in Western finance. And perhaps that's exactly what Belgrave was hinting at. He concludes with a cryptic but powerful message. In banking and finance, there are no coincidences. Governments and media craft the narrative only after the plan has been executed. The public story is written to guide emotions after the real work is done. In other words, what we're seeing publicly might just be the surface of a much larger, carefully orchestrated plan. So, what does this mean for XRP investors and the crypto space in general? It suggests that behind closed doors, the world's largest institutions could already be coordinating the infrastructure for Ripple's technology, waiting only for regulatory green lights to flip the switch. And when that happens, when institutional liquidity, compliance, and technology all align, XRP could finally step into the role it was designed for, the bridge asset of the global financial system. Whether you believe Lord Belgrave's account or not, his story perfectly aligns with Ripple's ongoing global expansion, regulatory lobbying, and the rise of tokenization across Europe. One thing's certain, London and Frankfurt are watching, and the groundwork for XRP's institutional future may already be complete.